Montrose, I am Tanya Maddox, and welcome to Montrose Matters Live. In the studios, we have Tim Dieter.
Hi, Tanya.
And Tim, you have a voice this time.
I do, yes. Thank you.
That last time was a little rough, but you were a trooper.
I tried my best, yeah.
Yes, you did. So we're going to talk all things school. I can't believe it's almost time to go back to school.
It is about 3.5 weeks, and we're ready to start school again.
I know, but it's summer. It's like summer.
Yeah.
It's eating watermelon, playing out on the, jumping on the trampoline, going to music, concerts and things like that.
Yeah, I feel like we're part of Frozen, and it's summer.
Wait, he's gonna sing, Drew?
No, not gonna sing.
Well, before we talk to Tim and all things school, I want to talk about some upcoming events. Everyone loves Cousin Curtis. Have you heard of Cousin Curtis?
I have not, actually.
Then you are going to be in for a treat. See, Cousin Curtis is coming to town. Well, he does live in town. And he's going to be at the Block 64 Summer Music Series that is happening tonight. So make sure you head out to Block 64, which I found out what that is. That's right behind San Juan Brews.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I know, it's kind of a cool thing. So right behind San Juan Brews, you're going to have food trucks. We're going to have Cousin Curtis. We're going to have vendors out there and just a good time. So come on by and have a great time and see some people you know in the community. And then we have Megan Burt. She's going to be live at Healthy Rhythm. So Megan Burt, people love her voice. The Live at Healthy Rhythm music series is just another hit that we have in town. We have so many things happening this summer. That's why I can't talk about school.
I know, it's too early, but it's not.
It's not. So the other thing is July 28th, that is next Thursday. You don't want to miss that. Next Thursday, we are having the Small Business Awards. It's at the Montrose Pavilion, and oh my gosh, there are 15 small businesses that this community voted for to be outstanding businesses. I'm going to run through them real quick.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Glaze, Atlasta Solar, Black Sheep Nutrition, Blue Ribbon Barbecue, great barbecue, isn't it? Chow Down Pet Supplies, Divine Fish and Meats, Drew Low and Creative. We have no idea who that is. Drew's in the background. Lux Designs Boutique, Montrose Day Spa, Rain, a beauty collective, Rockin' W Cheese and Milk. I love that name. Right. The Rose Bowl, San Juan Brews, Psalm Footwear, which stands for Sense of Motion. I wear those shoes for every event. And Straw Hat Farm Market. These are amazing small businesses that contribute greatly to this community and have, oh my gosh, they're fearless. I mean, it takes a lot for you to put it all out there and go out on faith and open up a business and be a part of the community.
It does, yeah.
So we're asking everyone to help celebrate. It starts at 5:30, goes until 7 o'clock, and it's at the Montrose Pavilion. And then the first weekend of August, the 5th, 6th, and 7th, these events you have to put on your calendar now. So we have the big Montrose Summer Music Series that happens at the amphitheater. That is happening on the 5th. And then Sweet Corn Festival is back in Olathe this year. Have you been yet?
We have. Super excited about that.
Oh, yes. And the one, I don't know, it's nice to head back to the hometown of Olathe, so that's good. And then Music on the River, that's become an annual event. It starts at noon and goes until 8 o'clock, and it is a collective of artists. There are games and there are food trucks, and then there's going to be a night of worship that starts at 7. So put all those things on your calendar. We're going to be right back and talk to Tim Dieter with Colorado West Christian School. At River Valley Healthcare Centers, we believe everyone deserves access to quality care. At our locations, you will find friendly staff and professional medical providers who are committed to helping you achieve optimal health. Our goal is to meet the needs of our community by eliminating barriers to patients receiving quality medical, dental, and mental health care, as well as convenient access to a pharmacy. We're accepting new patients, so contact us today, regardless of your insurance and income status.
Hi, I'm Matt with Atlasta Solar Center. Solar systems offer added home value, a 26% federal tax credit, and decreased electric bills every month. Isn't it time you switched to solar and started saving today? Join thousands of Western Coloradans as they switch with Atlasta Solar Center. Isn't it time you got a free estimate today and took a look at how much money you could save each and every month, month in and month out, with solar energy for your home? Switch to solar today at Atlasta Solar Center.
All right, Tim Dieter, are you ready for some fun?
I am. Let's do it.
Okay, I'm going to pick on you because you do have a voice now. So
I do. Let's do it.
I won't make you sing Frozen.
Okay.
But, all right, it's summertime. What does a school administrator do in the summertime?
Wow, it's actually our busiest time of the year. So as soon as Christmas break gets over, we start in January planning for the next school year. Our registration opens up in February for our existing families for March. And so it's just we're really busy. And then during the summer break, that's the time that we do construction, renovation. We make improvements to the campus, and we're doing admissions meetings. We're hiring teachers.
Wait, so you're actually working?
Like legit working.
Okay, so let me just tell you what I envision, all right? That you're sitting in the backyard with your chaise lounge, you're watching the kids run around and saying, summertime, I love being a school administrator.
Yeah, that's not the case, yeah. Usually my first break comes after school starts and the teachers are doing their things. The students kind of get into the motion of what the day looks like, and that's where we get to take our first breath like, okay, everything's working, the machine's working, okay, I can actually take a pause and take a break.
All right, that's good to know
Yeah,
then.
so all summer we do take some time off, so don't get me wrong, we take some time off, but we are really busy during the summer.
Good. So what kind of projects are you working on at Colorado West Christian School?
Right now we're just looking at accommodating the growth that we have, so we're looking at 190 students at the Montrose campus this year, which is phenomenal. We doubled our enrollment at our Delta campus this last year, so we're already almost at 60 students there in just 1 year. And then because of our growth, we're actually just announced yesterday to our student population that our 4th, 5th, and 6th grade students will be having classes over at Crossroads Victory.
Okay.
And they'll be actually over there this year because our school is growing so fast, and infrastructure costs being what they are, it's just cost prohibitive to build right now. And so we're just looking for partnerships, and we had a lot of churches that were willing, which was a blessing to be a part of what we're doing.
This is a great community.
It's a wonderful community, and so the close proximity to our school, their facilities, their staff is there during the day, and so it's just really, it was the perfect fit for Colorado West. And so we're going to have our 4th through 6th grade classes at Crossroads Victory this year because of our growth.
And so this year was your, and I say this year, so the last school year was the 40th year.
40th anniversary.
40th anniversary of Colorado West Christian School. And when you say 190 students, put that in, like, give us some context. How much growth is that?
So I'll put it in smaller terms. So I've been here for 3.5 years.
Okay.
And when I got here, there was about 94 students, 95 students.
Okay.
Since then, we've now grown to have 190 students at our campus here, so that's a pretty significant growth.
Oh, there's 100 students. I mean, that's
it's almost
significant.
150, yeah.
Right.
So pretty significant, and with the addition of the Delta campus, the 50 students there this year, just really significant growth for us, and we've just been really blessed to be able to offer this kind of education to families that desire this type of Christian education.
Well, and let's talk about that because so we have limited options in this community. So Montrose, Olathe, Delta for Christian education. You have, so Colorado West and Montrose, 40th anniversary last school year.
Yep.
Then you opened a new location. These are all new families.
All brand new families in the Delta community.
In the Delta community.
Yeah, so Delta and North Fork. So we have Hotchkiss, we have Nucla, we have people from the North Fork area as well as in the Delta community that go to our Delta school.
So this past year, that campus of 50 students, that's 50 families that have an opportunity for Christian education that didn't used to.
That didn't. So there are some options, but they're just really lower elementary options that were there, and so we made the decision to go forward. And Rivers Church is our partner church in Delta. They presented the idea to us, and then they came to us and said, "Hey, this is what we want to do, and we want to do it with you." And so they've been massively supportive of our efforts. And Delta community is just the level of support from the Delta community for what we're doing there has been really phenomenal. And you can't really explain it in words. It's just one of those feelings that you just feel welcomed and you feel loved by that community.
Right.
Since we've been there.
Well, you know what, on the Western Slope, I mean, I think that's what I sense all the time.
Exactly.
That people feel welcome, they feel love, and they appreciate having opportunities.
They do, yes.
So, all right, so talking about Delta real quick, I just want to ask, you've seen an increase in Delta for this upcoming school year as well.
Correct. So we started last year with 32 students, and
Okay.
this year we're pushing 60 for our enrollment.
So
we've
almost doubled.
Yep.
That is fantastic. And these are, again, new families. They see what you're doing. And
yeah, so we had actually the biggest thing that we focus on is not necessarily bringing in new students. It's more so retention of existing students. This year we had almost 100% retention of our Delta families. And for Montrose, we've historically been around 75% retention for our families. This year we're at 89% retention for our families at this campus.
Why do you think that is?
You know, I think that's an interesting question. Obviously, it's God blessing us. I think ultimately that's an easy answer. It's a Sunday school answer. But from a practical perspective, I think the one thing that really highlights what we're doing is the relationship aspect. We're really big on developing relationships. We exist solely to come alongside families and their existing relationships with their churches to extend that aperture, if you will, to what we're all hoping to accomplish for not only our families but our students as well.
Right.
And at the end of the day, while we're a school, and it's interesting to have a head of school say, well, I'm not really concerned with academics. I am, so let me clarify that. But at the end of the day, we're really more concerned with those things that are eternal. And I think that really resonates with our families. And when we focus on who God is and what He's done for us, we want to do everything that we do to His glory, and that just allows all the other things that we value to come to the top or the surface. And you know, we want to be fierce friends. We want to be exceptional in our academics. We want to be great competitors in sports and good teammates and those things. And so as a result of our focus, those things are kind of just a naturally occurring thing. And I think now we're kind of getting to that consistency where people see that there is value in what we're doing, and there's a benefit to their students and their family because of the character traits that we're hoping to embody in our students and our families.
Well, it's my understanding, and I've only been here in this community six and a half years now, that years ago, I have a young lady that works for me who, you know, is one of the younger ones, and she remembers, she says, I remember being in middle school when all of the kids from Colorado West transitioned, and they kind of hunkered down and they stuck together because, you know, it just went through elementary school.
It's kind of culture shock.
It really was. And she said you could point them out, and they were close-knit, they were a great group. And so what Colorado West has done is one at past elementary, so you have middle and high school, and made it competitive with the public schools.
We have. We do have a different focus. We're a liberal arts school, but we do have a traditional high school program now. So we go all the way K4, four-year-old kindergarten, all the way through 12th grade. And we offer traditional classes, and we're able to give our kids all the things that they're looking for, and if they want to pursue or secondary education or post-secondary education in college, or if they want to enter industry, we're hoping to prepare them for whatever God has in store for them.
Okay, so help me, you know, I'm going to ask the tough questions today.
All right, let's do it.
Help me get rid of some of these preconceived notions that people have with private Christian school kids.
Right, okay.
So what are some of the things that you hear parents ask?
Oh, Lord.
Come on!
All right.
We're safe, right, Montrose?
Transparency. Okay, let's do it. Some of the things. Okay, so when I first got here, one of the things that I heard often was that Colorado West Christian School was kind of the last stop school for troubled kids.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if there was no other options, people came to Colorado West because they were the last best option.
Did you give him the stink eye? Is that where'd this reputation come from?
No, not really. And part of the reason we're here is we want to be able to emulate that grace that God gives us every day, right? And so we are there for everyone. However, our primary focus as a school is to support existing Christian families in the development of their children and their family unit, again, in partnership with our local congregations. And so we've worked diligently to change some of those perspectives. I also know that there's some concerns historically, I think, if I may be cavalier.
Oh gosh. Okay, I'm ready for this
So
one.
we're a ministry of Trinity Reformed Presbyterian Church.
Okay.
And so...
So Colorado West Christian School is a ministry of Trinity Reformed.
We are an active ministry of Trinity Reformed Presbyterian Church,
Okay.
and that ministry has been a part of that relationship for the better part of those 40 years. And so they've been there in financial difficulties. They've supported, they've sustained the school. They allow us to use their property, their infrastructure, and all the things. And so we wouldn't exist without Trinity Reformed Presbyterian Church. However, we are a non-denominational school, and so we have teachers from Crossroads Victory, we have teachers from Grace, we have teachers from Calvary, we have teachers from Celebration, we have teachers and staff from all denominations in our community. And so I think that's another misnomer, is that we're a Presbyterian or a Reformed school, or maybe a classical school.
Okay.
That's not true either. So we are truly a non-denominational school, but we operate as a ministry of Trinity Reformed Presbyterian Church.
Thank you for explaining that.
Yeah, we're here to support the entire evangelical community.
That is good to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, so anything else crazy you want to share before we go to commercial break that a parent or a student has asked you? We're dying to know.
Oh, all right. Well, maybe after the break. I'll
Okay.
think of one.
You got to think about it. All right, Montrose, we're going to be right back with Tim Dieter. I think he has some other announcements as well. And let's just thank our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Believe it, just like Gigfoot, zero-lag gaming does exist. The real myth now? Slow internet made you lose. So step up your game with Elevate Internet today.
At the Real Estate Store, we're a group of real estate professionals who share all forms of property brokering in an innovative way. Our expertise and experience makes us the best choice for buyers and sellers. Our brokers are ready to assist you, either in person or virtually. Come visit us in historic downtown Montrose and experience for yourself the difference of our personal, professional property brokers.
All right, we're back. I got scolded on the break.
Stop.
My goodness. All right. So I won't ask any tough questions anymore.
you're good.
Other than I'm looking for some good stuff here. Tell me, do you have another one?
Another one?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's interesting. So I have shirts sometimes that have the logo for the school on there, and I'll be at Safeway, or I'll be at City Market, or I'll be around town, and people are like, Colorado West Christian School, what's that? I'm like, it's the Christian school that's in town. They're like, we have a Christian school? I'm like, yeah, we've been here for 40 years. They're like, oh, we didn't know that. So we are located at 2705 Sunnyside. So if you drive by, we're just past Montrose Christian Church.
Oh, yes.
And we're adjacent to the Anglican church there.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
With Reverend Kistler.
I never even look, what's like around me and so forth.
So we are a school and we've been here for 40 years, so that's the thing.
So I have something to tell you you may or may not know.
Oh,
I have well, I know you know I have a son. My son is a complete nerd. Total nerd.
I might or might not know
Yes, he's 9 years old, and people, okay, those in Montrose, you know us and you love us. If you've ever had a spotting of Preston Michael Maddox without a Colorado West shirt buttoned all the way to the top, you probably saw him as he was getting out of the pool at the rec center or something. This kid loves his school.
That's awesome.
It is. And he's been there since K4, and it was one of those. So when you said people didn't know that that Colorado West existed, when we made the decision to move here, I knew I had this, and I say nerd with all the love in the world.
Of course,
so
yeah.
I don't want any emails, please.
I'm a nerd.
Montrose.
That's okay.
But he was smart and hungry for knowledge. And at 4 years old, I remember meeting with the past administrator, was Mr. Fell at the time. My husband and I set up a meeting, and they said, yes, we have a full kindergarten program for 4-year-olds. And I was like, how is that even possible? And he did. So he's been at Colorado West since K4, and I see the influence that school has on him every single day.
Yeah, and he's actually got a great class in Truth in Lending. My son is in that class as well, as you know. But no, I've watched this class since I've been
He's not as nerdy as person. He's kind of cool.
Kinda is.
You got the cool kid.
No, so I've been here with the school since they've been in K-5, and just to see this particular class grow, and to see what, and now we're just the analysis of what we've seen them do over the last 3.5 years. It really is remarkable, and we still evaluate our students on a national and a state average, and our students do remarkably well. I never want to raise a flag that suggests that we're better than anyone else. We just do things a different way, but our students do really thrive in the environment. We have small class sizes. The teachers just love our students, and I think that's one of the things where I tell families when they come in, I said, when you become part of Colorado West family, I was like, you literally become part of our family. Your kids are just as important to us as I hope as they are to you, and we're working towards those same ends, and that's really a phenomenal thing to see that resonate with our families, and to see them have that joy that you have when you see your students really grow and just mature. I think that's one of the things that keeps us motivated about what we do, because it's not always easy.
Oh, really?
No.
I thought it was easy. So then I'm going to ask the toughest question of the day. Do you like kids?
I love kids.
I
have 4 myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then do kids like you?
I think so. I try to be one of those administrators that's there's a balance, right, between being friendly. It's like parenting, right? Leadership is 100%. If you want to become a good leader, become a parent. All the same the skills apply. It's that balance between being friendly, being loving, being kind, being gracious, but also providing loving admonishment when necessary, providing course corrections when necessary, and allowing the students to receive some of that pressure to have them take those additional steps that they need so they can prove that or grow that self-efficacy in themselves, so they can just be able to go out to the world and accomplish any of their goals, regardless of the stress or the pressure that comes upon them. So
no, it's I call it a healthy fear. My kid did something one year, I think it was a couple of years ago, and I said, oh, we are going to go talk to Mr. Dieter. And no one, his teacher didn't know, no one knew. And oh my goodness, I could not get him out of the car, and he's crying, and my husband's like, you got to do it. And I'm like, and he's looking at you, and you're looking at me and saying, what happened to this child? He'll go, nothing yet. You wait until he tells you what he did. And I'm not the worst parent in the world, but that healthy fear is, it's good because they learn to be good citizens and to respect authority, respect themselves. Yeah. So I've talked so much during this time.
Well, can I add one more piece to that?
Oh, sure.
I think the ultimate goal is restoration, because that's the type of relationship that we have with God, is that we're going to make mistakes. We do things that we know we probably shouldn't do. And our students, they're learning, they're growing, but we want them to make those mistakes in a healthy environment and in a healthy family and a healthy school, that they can make mistakes, and we'll talk through those things, but we work to restore them to that and learn a better way maybe to do the things. And it's not always, we don't try to come in with a hard fist or a hammer, right? But it's just that loving admonishment, and I think that's the really.
Okay. Well, I don't want any rumors started that Tim made my kid cry, but
that was all Tanya.
Exactly, it was all me. But there are a couple of announcements that you wanted to make.
I do. So I made one of them already. That we are going to be partnering Crossroads Victory this year for our 4th, 5th, and 6th grade classes. The next announcement that I am really excited to make, and this actually only very few people know this, and I won't go into a lot of details, but we are growing at a rate that is not alarming, but it is a good thing, but it causes us to try to, we're a little bit behind the plane, and we want to start flying ahead of it. And we have received word that we are going to be the recipients of a plot of land to allow us to expand our campus. And our intention is to use this new property, 7 acres, to expand and grow our middle school and high school campus. And so we're going to have a distinct elementary campus and a distinct middle school and high school campus in the very near future. So,
is it close?
It is close to our
current location.
Our current campus. Yes.
Okay.
So
And so do you envision, I know you said you're not, I'm going to ask the question, you can decide to answer or
Respectfully
not.
decline.
Exactly. So do you envision the that 4th, 5th, and 6th grade movement to be temporary?
Yeah, the current plan is for that to be temporary and to give us the time to accommodate the growth that we have currently, but also allow us to the opportunity to consider what the future looks like. And so our hope is that, Lord willing, 3 to 5 years, we will have a brand new middle school and high school campus, which will be, I hope, a hallmark feature in Montrose, something that our community can drive by and be proud of, but also something that will benefit our students and our community as well.
All right. And you said it was donated. Are we at liberty to say who donated the land?
At the moment, I would like not to discuss that, but
so we can't thank someone.
Not yet, but we will when the time is appropriate, and we will be glad to do that. But we have a lot of really big things happening, and 3.5 years ago, I would have never imagined the level of growth that we have and the ability to actually consider what new infrastructure and new construction would look like, to where we could accommodate, anywhere from 400 to 600 students. And that's a phenomenal thing for our community. It just kind of goes to show the need for our families and the want for what we offer. And it also goes to show that the community is growing in and of itself. And so, we get phone calls from people from California and Wyoming and Kansas, and people that are just moving to Montrose. And so this community has a lot to offer, and it's really drawing people in. So we're just happy to be a part of providing services to the community that our community needs.
Great. Well, on behalf of the community, we want to thank Tim Dieter and everyone at Colorado West Christian School for what you do for this community, and just for, helping to lead the way for our children. All right, Montrose, make it a great weekend.